So here's a quick video on how to supercharge. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to go into the map or the navigation screen. And on the navigation screen, as it comes up, I'm on an MCU1. So with MCU1, it used to populate all of the superchargers automatically, but now they don't do that, so it helps the loading speed, those kind of things. So if you put in where you want to drive to, like if we say that we want to go to, where do we want to go? We'll put Disneyland. Okay, so Disneyland Park in Anaheim, if you put that in, it will zoom out. It will find all the superchargers that you need to hit for your journey down there. And then it will kind of give you an estimate of how long it is to charge at each one of them. So you'll see it's trying to figure out how long I need to charge in Nephi for some odd reason. Oh, negative 24%, so I'm not going to make it. So it's telling me I need to charge for 25 minutes where I'm at, and then you'll give me an estimate of Nephi. And then Nephi, I'll charge for 40 minutes there, 30 minutes in Beaver, 45 minutes in Mesquite, 55 minutes in Baker, and then that gets me to Disneyland. So it's, you know, quite a bit of charge times, but most of the time you're going to stop and eat anyways, so it's not overly horrible. But anyway, so now that I'm at the Twila supercharger, when you put any of the superchargers into your navigation map, and then if you click on them, it will drive you to that supercharger. You just click on that to navigate to it, and then what you'll see is up here it will precondition the battery for fast charging, because the battery has an ideal temperature to charge. So if you use the navigation system, it'll always make sure the battery's in good shape and ready to go. So now that I'm here, you can just click on the lightning bolt and then go down to open charge port. See, the charge port is open. You can go in and set your limit. I'll set mine up to 90%. And then you click done. And then jump out of the car. See the ports open. There's the handle. Grab the handle. Plug it in. Jump back into the car. You'll see it's starting to charge. You'll see that this number will ramp up. That's how many kilowatts you're actually pushing in. That's the mile per hour equivalent of that, and how many total kilowatts you've charged. So its estimate right now for me to charge from 27% to 90% is 45 minutes. A big difference in charging is once you get above kind of 80%. Well, let me say the time it takes to go from a very low charge up to 80 is equal to the time it takes to get from 80 to full. So if you can, I mean, most of the superchargers are distanced to where you can get from one to the other and stay underneath the 80%. The only time I find that that doesn't work is in the winter, because when your battery's cold, you take a hit to your range just from the battery chemistry being cold, plus the air is denser, so you're pushing through a lot more air. You don't want to discharge batteries below freezing, because that can actually hurt the battery cell. So the car has a heater for the for the liquid coolant that's pumped around the battery, and so that heater is always running, keeping the battery warm so it's not below freezing temperatures, to protect the battery chemistry, all those kind of things. So winter driving is, you take, I think mine's usually 15 to 20% range loss. So if your car says it has 250 miles in the summer, you have about 200 in the winter. And that depends on how bad the wind's blowing, those kind of things, right? All those things kind of take a hit. So when you buy a Tesla, always get the range matters above all else. At least in my opinion, it does. Anyway, so that's how that works. So I'll just sit here and wait for it to charge up. You'll see it's charging at 52 kilowatts. They're 175 miles per hour. So far it's pushed in 1 kilowatt while we've been sitting here. This is what's called a 150 kilowatt charger. They have 250 kilowatt chargers. Big advantage of the 250s is that you have 250 at the charger, whereas the 150s oftentimes the charger split between 2 stations. So if I'm plugged in, somebody comes in and plugs next to me, the 2 of us are sharing that 150 kilowatt feed. When you're on a 250, it's all you. So you're gonna always charge at the maximum amount that your battery can handle when you're on a 250 charger. When you're on the 150s, you could be sharing with somebody else, and if you have a new Model Y, new Model 3, those charge faster than a 150 kilowatt charger can, provide the power to you for, a majority of your charging time. I think up until 50 or 60% of your battery, you can actually take more power than that charger can provide. So we're up to 3 kilowatts. One thing to point out is here you'll see the charging session, no recent supercharging. That shows up if you have free supercharging for life. If you have a newer car, it'll actually tell you how many kilowatts you received, how much you paid for those kilowatts. But with mine, this charging's always free, so it always just says no recent. You can actually go into the app and see every time you've charged, where you've charged at, how many kilowatts, but they don't tell you what the power cost or anything like that is. This might be worth pointing out too, is you'll see, it's still saying it's preconditioning the battery. So while I'm charging at 51 kilowatts, that's slow because my battery's still cold. If I would have let it precondition for longer, then it would have charged a lot faster. But it's just a quick trip from my house, and I'm 3 miles away from this charger, so it doesn't give it enough time to precondition. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.